Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm here going to be talking about why I'm glad Ultimatum is not going core. So I've got a few points here and most of them are negative. So if you guys aren't in the mood to hear some ranting going on, then I suggest you click off because it is going to be mainly negative things that I'm going to talk about the league that I just didn't like, and it's going to be points that actually I'd say are valid to me anyway, and I feel like they're valid to a lot of other people because I've seen this type of thing or these type of things being talked about amongst the community on Reddit and other places. So let's get right into it. And I know currently that the PoE community is very frustrated with this league or how it's been delivered and how it actually is itself. And I just want to talk about why I personally am glad that this league is not going core, because I personally just did not have much fun at all. I quit faster than I ever quit any other league. Normally, I actually play a league 2 months, sometimes a bit more than that. This league, I only played a month and then I quit, basically. Maybe a month and a half max, and I normally never do that. And I normally try to give the league a chance, and I really like to just try and make it fun for myself. But this league, it was unfun completely. Okay, so first of all, we'll talk about the content was very, very boring very quickly. It's that type of content like Ritual where you just kill some monsters and get some rewards at the end. That's it. And we already had a league like that. So why did we have to have another league on top of that? Now, at least with Ritual, we had the Maven expansion on top, so it didn't feel that bad that the league mechanic was so basic. But in this case, we just had Ritual. Now there's nothing added, nerfed everything, Explode Chest removed, so many fun skills got nerfed, and that was just so painful. Like, for example, Blade Vortex got nerfed, Explode Chest got removed. For me, obviously I'm playing on standard here on my Blade Vortex that I had in Ritual, but and the Explode Chest is intact because I haven't, that's like the legacy Explode Chest. So if you're wondering whether I'm playing on Ultimatum right now, I'm not. I'm just on making gameplay on standard here. But yeah, the point is that at least for those two things, I know there was other few things that were nerfed on top and some ascendancies that were nerfed randomly. I just don't really understand that. And for me, I mean, the one good thing is that I did make a lot more builds than usual, but I was also at the same time disappointed with many builds. Ultimatum was a very difficult league mechanic. It was very difficult to make a build around it. You always had to have some build that was completely insane, or you just run a headhunter, like a clear base build that can do everything. Now, having a build that can do everything in PoE, it's so difficult, and normally you're able to do that. Like, for example, normally you can focus on single target, you run an explode chest, and then you kind of have the best of both worlds. But in this case, like, they removed explode chest in the one league where explode chest would have been so good. They could have removed it after this league. But this league, explode chest would have been perfect because it was just so unbelievably overwhelming in these maps sometimes that you just get overwhelmed and die. And when you die, it was extremely punishing. Now here goes to my second point, that the Trial Master was extremely rare. And for me, I think the average that I would get it was once every 50 maps, something like that. And then sometimes if you don't make it to the last Ultimatum, obviously you missed it. So now the problem I had with this is that you can't really learn the fight. Now the fight was somewhat challenging for a build that isn't, completely optimal. I think the fight is meant to be played where you know the mechanics and you dodge the mechanics, and not that you need to be able to tank all the mechanics. And the fact that you have to just guess what's happening and just die a few times to find out is just so frustrating. And especially when the Trial Master reward was so much better than normal rewards. Like, it was over the top. Like, the rewards were insane. It was like 5 exalts, or it was, some really rare unique, or, something like that. It was just, I don't understand this approach of where you can't learn the fight and you just have to, like, eventually do it. If you're on softcore, I guess it's not that much of a problem, right? Because you eventually will learn the fight. But if you're not on softcore, or you don't play very much, and then all of a sudden you get Trial Master, you're really hyped, and then you just die because you don't know what happened. That's just really unfair, and I think it's poor game design, really poor game design, and I really disagree with that, with how they approach that. The third thing I had a problem with was the stone circles. Stone circles made the mechanic 10 times harder because usually the way to survive this mechanic is to keep moving around. Stone circles, you have a very limited space, especially on League launch, and they did address this, but you were just stuck in a little place where you had to stand there for a short amount of time until you complete that circle. And not only did you have to do it once, you had to do it multiple times, and you had to keep doing it again and again after every single round. I got to a point where I just skipped this mechanic because I had so much frustration that I just was like, okay, I'm not going to do stone circles. It's actually bad for my mental health. I'm just going to leave it because it's too stressful. It's not rewarding enough for what it is, and it just sucks. Completely sucks. Really, really not fun to play stone circles. I'm sorry to say that was just my own opinion about that. Okay, so the one good thing I'll say about Ultimatum, apart from the stone circles, and they had to address the stone circle rewards as well because they were significantly worse than the normal rewards, but the rewards for me in Ultimatum were actually fine. I actually got one Hate Forge early on in the league. Now, it was at a time where it wasn't worth a lot, but yeah, I did drop one of those. I also dropped many exalts. I dropped crazy things from the mechanic. I made a lot of currency on the mechanic, and in group play it was also quite optimized to get rewards for everyone, and it was actually kind of unbalanced. Like, there was just too much rewards, and it actually flooded the market with too much chaos. But yeah, other than that, like, my point is that the rewards were not really a problem apart from stone circles, because stone circles took longer, they were more difficult, and the rewards didn't feel like it justified that. Okay, so now the next point I have is that the last point I have here is that it was too laggy. This mechanic was so laggy. Like, the amount of monsters that were spawning, especially at first until they addressed reducing the rare monsters spawning. It was so laggy, guys. Like, I can't, at least for me and at least for my friends, this mechanic was completely lagging my game, and I had to restart my PC like quite regularly just because it was just lagging all the time. And I know with Explode Chest it probably would have crashed the game, and I don't understand that. But my point is just that it was so unfun on so many levels. There were so many things wrong with it, and I just hope going forward that they don't make this mistake again, because this was, in my opinion, the worst league I've played in PoE. And yeah, let me know what you guys think as well. Let me know what you thought of the league. Let me know if you even like it, if you disagree with what I have to say here. It'll be very interesting to hear your thoughts. Like and subscribe if you want to hear more rants, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.